Yep.
But so there's been people sitting out of the draft. I don't, the old school in me
The combine?
says, what did I say?
The draft, but yeah, I mean that's coming
Yeah,
up
well,
soon.
combine, sitting out of the combine for the draft. So it's kind of the old school in me to say, why sit out of the combine? It's just, I don't really get it. I mean, I guess it's just a way for you to go and get hurt if you do it.
Yep.
And you have your pro day, which Penn State will have. I think Abdul's doing pro day and Tyler Warren's doing pro day. That'll be one of the highest pro days, highest attended pro days like in college football for sure.
Yeah.
With a potential number 1 pick and then a potential top 10 pick. There's guys like, all right, so we got, have it up. So Travis Hunter sitting out. Shadur Sanders sitting out. Ashton Genty sitting out. I don't know why this thing like flips around like that. But you have these guys that are going to be potential top picks. Now, Abdul Carter would have participated, but he's hurt, or he's kind of preventing more injury, I guess, if you will. So Tyler Warren, I don't know why he sat out, but that's interesting to me.
It's one of those things. They have agents, and
Tyler Warren's Tyler Warren. So if he's sitting out, then he probably has a good reason because he's got a good head on his shoulders. But
he talked to his agent, and that's probably the decision that they came to. Yeah.
All right. So Travis Hunter sitting out. Obviously a freak, but don't know if he's doing corner or receiver. I think he's going to be in for an awakening in the NFL. I think he's hyped up a little too much. I wouldn't say overhyped, but I think he's hyped up a little too much. As crazy as that sounds to a lot of people. But he is sitting out. I think, dude, I showed this clip not too long ago, Brett, where he was at this high school all-star game, and he, like, runs down the field celebrating in slides and falls and, like, almost, like, snaps his legs. I mean, I just think that's so dumb. I think it's like we have a lot of prima donnas. Like, dude, you should be smarter than that, than to run downfield and be running like in slides just to celebrate. Ted Ginn Sr., he was on the Jim Tressel podcast recently, and he said about how, and I was talking about this with AJ Wallace yesterday. When he ran that opening kickoff back in the national title game, they were celebrating. He almost got hurt. Like, it could have ended his career pretty much. I think he was knocked out of that game too, or he wasn't the same. And then he ended up being a first-round pick and everything, but he was stupid fast. What the heck is this? And then Jalen Reed did a backflip, bro.
Yeah, I saw that. And he stumbled at the end.
And I know he's our Penn State guy. Great player, but holy crap, dude. What are you doing? Yeah. That is so dumb.
He had a good combine, too. He ran a 4.49.
Dude, what the heck is going on right now? Like, I don't get it. But, like, sitting out of bowl games, which, listen, I get it. Bowl games don't have as much meaning as they used to. But I don't even like that. That's kind of old school. And then sitting out of the combine, man. So I guess, like, the combine's kind of a spectacle.
Yeah.
It used to not even be really televised or anything. But
in our
sitting out of
in our generation now, it's a spectacle, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, how old are you, Brett?
33.
Yeah, so Brett and I are about the same age. You know, when we were growing up, you went to the combine if you were good. Now it seems like if you're good, you don't go.
Or
but
you
Abdul
go,
was,
you just don't. You do interviews and stuff.
You go, you just don't participate. Or
yeah.
Travis Hunter's out, Abdul Carter's out. He was hurt. Otherwise, he would have put on a show for sure. He would have been the highlight of the combine.
Yep.
Ashton Genty, don't really know why he's not in. Shedeur Sanders, dude, you don't talk about overhyped. Like, I think he's going to be a massive bust. He isn't throwing. I mean, I don't think his tape is good enough to not throw. Tyler Warren, you know, it is what it is. We know him as a player. We know he's just a freak, and he could be the first pick, and that's how good he is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Will Johnson, don't know. Mason Graham, another freak. I don't know why. Colton Loveland, tight end, Michigan, out. Yeah. Some of these are injuries. Kenneth Grant. Michigan has like a ton of talent in this draft. Yep. During drills, yeah. So Elijah Arroyo, tight end, Miami. So those are just some of the big names that are sitting out of the combine. Mm-hmm. But again, Abdul. So the whole thing with Abdul is, and I've watched several podcasts about you know, his news, kind of, if you will. Like, pretty much what's going on with him is he had I think it was a hairline fracture, and he has some shoulder trouble. That was from I think he hurt his shoulder in the Boise State game, right? Or no, it was the Notre Dame game?
It was the Boise State game or the SMU game. It had been one of those games because it was bad. He
was out. It was Boise State because they took him out.
Yeah.
And we thought, well, we're still good because it's Boise State. Yep. No offense to them, but
killed him.
So Abdul Carter's foot injury could shake up Chicago Bears. So what? Okay, so basically he doesn't need surgery on his. Okay, hold on. Sorry, he doesn't need surgery, which is good. It's something he'll probably get surgery on eventually. It's one of those things where if you get surgery on it, from what I've heard from a doctor on a podcast I watch, surgeon in Miami, he's pretty legit. Like, if you get surgery on it, it can recover pretty quickly, but the way it is, there's not a lot of blood flow to that area. It's kind of like a groin injury.
Yeah.
They're hard to repair because there's not a lot of blood flow. Certain parts of the body, there's not a ton of blood flow, so that's why you have a hard time recovering. I think J.J. McCarthy, the reason his meniscus knocked him out because there's not a lot of blood flow to that area, so it's kind of like a long-term thing. Mm-hmm. But as a hairline fracture goes on and on, it can just get really bad, you know?
Stress fracture, I think. A stress fracture on his foot. I've gotten those.
Yeah, stress fracture.
I've gotten those, and like it's hard to walk with them. So I've gotten them when I used to work. I used to walk all day at my one job, and dude, like you're just dragging your whole leg because it hurts, like the stress fracture. So, and you can get over them in like a week, you know, a couple days. But you don't want to make it worse. If you're not going to run on it, you're not going to be able to run on it. It's going to hurt like heck. So if it's what I had before in my right foot, it sucks. But it's after a few days, you should be good after you rest. Depending on how serious it is.
Yeah. All right. So pretty much, again, yeah. It's a stress fracture. It's something that is like an issue, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to affect his draft stock or it's going to keep him out long term. It's just one of those things where it was potential surgery. He doesn't need it. So I think he's just about as good as he would be. He does have that shoulder thing, like we mentioned. But overall, I don't think it's going to.
I think you might get surgery on the shoulder.
Yeah. So, again, like going into it, I think he's just about as okay as he was before. Yeah. He doesn't need the surgery. He may need it down the road. But it's just a kind of an odd situation for him and what because again, like if he was going into if he was able to do the combine, he would have done it.
Yep. We could show Jalen Reed. He had a good combine. We can show
Yeah. And then again, like we said, Jalen Reed did his combine. He was, I think, one of the only guys that did it. Tyler Warren's out. But do you know much more about the whole Abdul Carter thing? I mean, it seems like he's okay. Like it seems like it's not going to be an issue for his draft stock, for whatever, because I want him to be the first pick. He should be.
I don't think anything is going to affect him getting picked in the first top 5. Let's say top 5, just because you don't know what team's going to pick what, really, depending on what they want. But if they're going to pick the best player, then he should go 1. But it's by the time football comes around again, he'll be pretty much healed up anyways. You know what I mean, for the NFL. So it's not going to affect him that much at all, to be honest with you. I don't think it'll do anything. So I don't know much more than that other than the stress fracture and the shoulder we knew was a problem. But, yeah.
Yeah, good news is for me, I want him to be the first pick. With Travis Hunter, it's do you take the best athlete or the best ball player? And Travis Hunter is a great athlete. I don't know if he's the best ball player. I think Abdul Carter, for what he does, is just as good. I mean, he's in a bit of a less glamorous position. Travis Hunter's very flashy. But here's the thing, man. Like Travis Hunter, when he's going out to run a route, you know, does the defender have his arm around his neck the whole time, like Abdul did the whole season? Like, no. You know, every time Abdul lined up, he was being held. He was either being held by the jersey, or he was being pulled down, or he had literally an arm around his neck because he's trying to get around the tackle. He's got his arm around his neck. I mean, it's crazy, man. Like Travis Hunter didn't experience that at his position, you know? And the receiver that he's covering, Travis Hunter in college, isn't holding him every play. So, I mean, that guy got held like a lot. So that's another thing to consider with him is what did he deal with? Where was he at on the field? Abdul Carter was in the trenches, you know, like dealing with a lot. So it's all I care about is his draft stock, and I think it's going to not be affected. So, like I said, it's a podcast I listened to as well. They said, is he going to be the next Penn State defensive end to be a bust? And I think he was referring to Courtney Brown because Mike is not a bust. We haven't really had a bust.
Odafe Owe, like it took him some time, but he's a freakish athlete. And then he had a good season last year. You see him?
Well,
Odafe had a good season.
The dude that plays for Atlanta,
Arnold
Ebiketie, Chop Robinson, like, yeah. So, but Jalen Reed, he is doing pretty good.
He had a good combine, man.
Again, I don't understand the backflip because it looked like
he was the last one to go. I think they were all waiting for him. So he's excited, you know, they're all hanging out. But you got to be careful, dude. It's not worth just run down. You can run, but don't do the backflip stuff, man.
Yeah, like I get it. He's excited, like I get it, but like, oh my goodness, man. Like
he's faster than I thought he was, man. A 4.49, 4.5 is pretty good. I thought he was a 4.6 guy, didn't you? Like I knew he was quick, but like I didn't know he had that in him. So congrats to him. That's a good time.
Well, he's a safety too.
He's faster than Jair Brown. Brown ran a 4.6.
I don't care like what you are. If you run in a 4.5, 4.4, you're on another level.
100%.
Did they show his backflip? I want to play that.
It's on somebody. Penn State football posted it, I think, on Instagram.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, the thing is, man, like I said, like, you know, you're doing that, and that's a really good way for no reason to just like almost end your career. Like, and even the announcers who are, you know, they're pretty, I don't know. They kind of just go with the flow. They kind of don't really say too much controversial stuff. But he does this backflip, and you could have hurt your neck, you could have hurt your leg, you could have hurt anything. Obviously, he's done it before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to get off of that. There's no reason to keep talking about it, but you know what I mean, Brett.
Yeah, no,
but
I agree.
luckily he wasn't hurt, so
yeah,
that's it. But I'll try and pull it up on
I'm trying to find who
Instagram, because I think, didn't you send it to me or something?
Let me look at.
It was on Penn State football.
No, the Penn State football showed his run, but they didn't show the backflip. It's probably on NFL's page on Instagram. Let me find it quick. It's here it is. It's on NFL Instagram page.
Send it
says
to me.
DB's finished drills in style. Because it's after Jalen Reed catches the balls, he runs down.
Okay.
And they all down.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Just I have your messages pulled up, so.
Okay. Here, I'll send it to you. So you don't have to look for it.
Yeah.
Send it right to you.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right, that's NFL, huh? Oh.
They're going.
Nice.
There they go. Going.
Do not sweep the leg. I beg of you.
Here we go.
And,
oh, God.
yes.
Careful. Not the
They
wall.
say careful, yep.
And they're going.
That's a multi-million-dollar backflip.
Yeah. I mean, he's excited. I get it, but
I mean, you remember football when like we were in high school and college age. You didn't do that stuff, man.
yeah.
So, but yeah, 4.49, so good. The pro day will be interesting because Kabinda said that he thinks Abdul's going to run like a 4.4.
Oh yeah.
Which is what Saquon ran. I mean, to me, dude, he's the number one pick. Like, there's no doubt about it. He's consensus number one.
Yep. I think Chop ran a 4.45, something like that. He ran a good one.
Which is kind of crazy because he was like a true D end. Abdul's not, which just shows you even more what a freak athlete Abdul is. But
yeah,
it was kind of crazy that he dropped that far. Really, I mean, I think it came down to team needs and stuff.
Yeah,
because
Chop went at like what 17. He went pretty early.
Yeah,
he went 16.
You know, he went early.
He went earlier than some people thought. But if you think about it, Chop and Abdul are around the same size. I think they're around the same height and weight wise, so they're around the same size. They're both like 6'3", 255, whatever, you know, coming out of college.
Again, I don't know why this thing is freaking out. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May. It was
Olu
at 11. That was a trade. And then
Chop at 21. Okay.
Chop at 21.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of came down to team needs, to be honest with you. The
yeah.
Steelers should have got him. But, you know, it kind of came down to team needs, I think. And what's crazy about even Caleb Williams, the nail painter, they actually started out pretty good. So I think he's got like a decent future ahead of him. He's immensely talented.
Yeah, he is.
Jaden Daniels good too, but he's got some good coaching.
Yeah.
Again, it's a never-ending cycle. Bears fire their coach, get a new QB, fire their coach, get a QB, fire their coach. It's happened like 3 times recently. But
We're
Jay
gonna have
Daniel, good
two-
system.
Yeah, we're gonna have two top. We're gonna have 2 first-round picks every year now, dude. I mean, look at it.
I think Drake May and Mike Vrabel are going to be a good match.
Yeah.
Mayo was, you heard his opening presser. I was like, oh God,
Yeah.
here we go again. Marvin Harrison, freak. Joe Alt, freak. Malik Neighbors, freak. So Penix is going to be another guy. But yeah. So I guess I could pull up a mock.
You forgot to go over JJ McCarthy bum. You forgot to go over that.
I hope. I mean, he was good in college, man, but
yeah, he was all right.
I just don't know how that's going to play out for him. He's obviously hurt.
He's recovering now.
But all right, you got to calm down. All right, Abdul at 1, Cam Ward now at 2.
Yeah, Cam Ward's up there.
Travis Hunter at 3. No quarter. I don't think a single quarterback should go like top 20. It's
a bad draft class for quarterback, man. You might even find a 3rd round QB that does just as good as these guys.
Yeah, I mean, you see it every year.
A diamond in the rough, you'll find. Yeah,
you see it every year. Like that kid from Ohio State that played for the Steelers that was killed in that accident.
Yep.
Can't remember his name, but just guys like that, man. It shouldn't be pushed
Haskins.
up into the first round. Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
Like even back in the day, like Blaine Gabbert, man. Like this kid was pushed up into the first 2 picks, and I don't think he was that good.
Nope.
It was him and Cam Newton. Like who's going 1? Who's going 1? Him or Cam Newton? Cam Newton was for sure like freak. Like he was going number 1. But yeah, these quarterbacks get pushed up. You'll see. They'll be busts.
Yep.
Mason Graham going 5. Shadur going 6.
I don't want Shadur on my team. Just don't. They better.
Yeah,
not.
good luck with that, man.
I don't want him on my team. They need to stop. They need to stop now. We can't do it.
Well, here's the thing, man. Pete Carroll's your coach. He's not taking Shadur Sanders. There's no way.
No.
They either get someone in free agency or that's pretty much it.
I like Warren going to the Jets at 7. I think that's good. The Jets weren't bad last year. I mean, right?
These guys, so Titans need more than a tight end. Browns, Giants, Pats could take them. Jags, they could use another tight end. I mean, they got Brenton Strange and that other guy, but they really don't need a tight end. Raiders don't need a tight end. So yeah, either Jets or Pats, I could see them taking him. But
I don't want him to go to the Pats. I'd rather him go to the Jets just because I hate the Pats, I know Tyler Warren, for how humble he is, he doesn't care where he goes.
Who's their quarterback going to be?
The Jets?
Yeah.
Did Aaron Rodgers announce his retirement?
No, they just let him go. He might be going to the Steelers. No one knows what's going on right now with the quarterback situation.
Maybe I don't want him to go to the Jets then. Maybe I don't want him to go to the Jets.
That's what I mean. Like at least the Pats have a quarterback and a coach.
The Panthers have a quarterback. They just haven't put it all together yet. They have Bryce Young. He can make throws. So if Bryce Young has Tyler Warren will make him look good. You know what I'm saying?
I would almost want to see him go to the Bears, man.
I would like that. Yeah, I wouldn't.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Not the Cowboys.
Who knows? That's a huge question mark, all of that. But
he could go to the Chargers too. He could go, you already know what's his name? Michigan. Harbaugh would take him easy. So
freaking what's the quarterback's name of the Chargers?
Who do they have? They had
Oregon kid, Justin Herbert. So
Justin Herbert, he's good, yeah.
He was talking about how Harbaugh told him a story about remembering the day he was born. Dude, isn't that like so weird, man? Like that's such a Harbaugh story.
He's such a weird guy, man. He's weird.
I remember the day I was born. I was looking out the window, he said.
They had a decent season, so I wouldn't mind him going there. They didn't do bad.
So I always thought Harbaugh and Jim Carrey were very similar. And then Lane Kiffin and Daniel Tosh, they just look alike.
Yeah.
But I always thought Jim Harbaugh and Jim Carrey, if there's ever a movie about Jim Harbaugh, Jim Carrey's doing it. I mean, he would
play Jim Harbaugh better than Jim Harbaugh.
Did you ever see that interview with Colin Cowherd where Cowherd like hung up on him?
I don't know if I saw that.
It was so weird. It was such a weird interview. Harbaugh was like, "Why are you asking so many questions?" He's like, "Well, it's an interview." You know? Like, what do you want me to do? So, yeah, Combine Pro Day will be the day that we'll be covering that big